Hello friends, welcome to the Machine Learning Web Application class. In this class, we'll take advanced machine learning concepts and turn them into full-fledged web applications. This is one of the most important skills in data science today because you are truly leveraging your machine learning skills into intelligent, actionable, and interactive web services that the entire world can enjoy. Basically, anybody with an internet connection will be able to access your research and learn from it. People shouldn't be expected to know statistics, Jupyter, Python, Tensorflow, Tableau. They don't care about these things. They don't care about the AUC or the RMSE score. They care about getting their questions answered through your research. They want to access the intelligence your models offer in easy, intuitive, and if possible, graphical ways. So, in this class, I will teach you the most important skill every data scientist should have today. It's the most important skill only because it's also the least taught skill today. All of us know how to make machine learning models, linear regressions, how to clean data, etc. But very few of us know how to transform that data and put it into your customers' hands. And this will be a huge career boost to you, I promise you. One day this will change. It will be covered in most data science universities. But right now it isn't, and it is to your advantage. This is going to give you a huge leg up over the competition, and you should take advantage of this. So in this class, we'll be looking at 4 case studies. They're fairly involved and they're full of good information. 3 of them will have complex web UIs, very graphical, so the user can really interact with things. And the last one will be a REST API. This is another very important concept in web applications to share your intelligence to the world. 2 of these case studies we're going to deploy to the cloud. One will use the Google Cloud serverless app engine, and the second one will be using Python Anywhere. So let's look at these case studies in a little bit more detail. First case study is about predicting life expectancy. This is a great starter project because we'll be using linear regression, and we all know linear regression, and we'll also be using real data from the World Health Organization. So this makes this very interesting, and we'll be offering some very interesting intelligence, life expectancy. The WHO has data for almost all countries around the world, and we're going to create a graphically pleasing web application and a very intuitive UI that every user will be able to quickly figure out what's going on and get the intelligence that they want. Basically, how many years of life a person can expect to live. Of course, this is only a forecast, right? Where we're assuming these are averages and healthy years. So that's why we're saying, for example, a person saying, I'm a male, 20 years of age from Australia, and they hit the show me button, and the answer will be, you can expect 63 years of healthy years to live. And we will show also graphically 63 sporty icons, kind of saying, if you live healthy years, you can expect, on average, 63 more to live. So this is really very much what this class is all about. They don't care about linear regressions, but they do care about life expectancy, and they'll be able to get that information quickly and easily. So case study number 2, we're going to be looking at predicting wine quality. This is another very fun project. We'll be using the wine quality data set, which we actually need to do some EDA. We need to kind of clean the data up. We need to rebalance it. And then we'll be applying the gradient boosted classifier, a GPM model, to predict wine quality. And we'll also pre-train the model locally and then deploy the model to the web application. This is very, very important concepts because most times you cannot retrain the model in the cloud. You want to save it to kind of, most models are just too big to train. And this is, the UI is very intuitive, very easy to use. People will quickly figure out, okay, I just need to turn these knobs, and you're going to get in real time a new prediction. And we're doing this by using Ajax, which is a JavaScript technology, which is very powerful because it allows you to ping the server and getting results back without having to rebuild the entire page. A bit what like Google Maps uses, it does the same thing. So basically they can change one slider, and we're going to get a new prediction, and we're just going to update the image in the middle. Everything else is not updated again. And this is going to save a lot on the server side, and it's going to be a lot speedier on the front end side. So very easy, very intuitive to use. Case number 3, we're going to look at predicting drawn numbers with Tensorflow and HTML5. This is a lot of fun. Here we will basically use the canvas control in HTML5, we'll invite users to draw numbers. And then they're going to hit the predict button, and we're basically building a game here, and the fakir will then say what he thinks the number is by showing it in his hat. So this is very much of a game, and what's interesting here is there's so much complicated things going on underneath the hood, but the user doesn't care. The user doesn't care that it's a Tensorflow with a fairly complex convolutional neural network working in the background. They won't care that it was pre-trained, saved, and then deployed to Google Cloud, right? They don't care about these things, but they want to be able to play around with this tool. And I gotta say, once I finished building it, I played around with it for a long time. It's a lot of fun. Here too we'll be pre-training the model, because this model can take up to 30 minutes to train depending on your machine. So we definitely do not want to train this in the cloud. We want to pre-train it and then just saved a version of the model pre-trained, so we can just get direct predictions from it and not worry about training it. And finally, we're going to be predicting the stock market using real data from the S&P 500, actually 5 years of all the member stocks of the S&P 500, so 500 of them, and to learn stock market behavior. And we're going to be using the XGBoost model to do this, one of my favorite models. And we're going to, and instead of showing it in a UI, we're going to be showing it in a REST API. So what is a REST API? REST API is a very clever way of creating a function and a function call using the already built internet framework. So instead of having to rebuild all the plumbing yourself, they figured out how could we question a function and get a result back without reinventing all that network. And I said, why don't we just use the web? So basically, instead of getting a web page back, you're getting a value back from your function. And that's what we're going to do. And here, we'll be deploying this one to Python Anywhere. And we'll also be playing around with Postman, which has a free version which allows us to query REST APIs without having to build complex tools. And this is just a very, very realistic tool. A lot of people use Postman when they're working on REST APIs because it's easy to kind of send values, see what it returns, and test things. And that's what we're going to do here. So these are 4 very interesting, full of information case studies that I think you will gain a lot from. So please join me for this class. I think it's a critical skill that every data scientist should know today.